Well, went to fire up the furnace for the first time this season, and it's not working. There was water coming out of the bottom of it, and I think what's happening is somehow there doesn't seem to be a cap on the flue, and it's getting in there. The blower will run, but we're not getting any gas to come out, and I'm not hearing any clicking. I tore this box that was mounted to that plate out of here, and there is a LED that's supposed to be on here, and there's no light on it. So I'm thinking maybe this box is bad. So a good technician would take a multimeter and test all these connections and make sure they're good. A bad one would just start replacing parts, which is what I've done. I ordered this from eBay for $18 used, and I'm gonna just replace it by unplugging each of those wires and plugging them into this and see if that fixes it. We'll double check that with the multimeter, make sure there's no electricity going into it. All right, that was a pretty direct replacement. Let's flip this on and see what happens. Still don't see that light on. Got the fan going on. Give it a minute and see if it clicks on. All right, well, that didn't seem to change anything. I did test here. I'm getting 120 volts here. Not finding any 24 volt output. I'm going to open up the box here and just see if there's anything obvious in the high voltage, high meaning 120 volts, which can totally kill you, absolutely, but I've got the power off. See if there's anything amiss in there. All right, nothing obvious seems to be amiss in here. There's no corrosion, although red is not connected to anything. I don't think there's nothing else that looks like it's disconnected, so I don't think it's supposed to be connected. All the wires seem in here tight. There's a transformer in here, which I suppose puts 24 volts of DC into these accessories. I'm going to just see if I can find 24 volts, because I wasn't finding it here. Let's see if I can find it inside here someplace. All right, I'm pretty happy to say that I figured this out. It wasn't at all what I thought. I pulled all this out. I found that there's 120 volts there, and then it goes to a transformer here, which is a 24 volt AC transformer. And I tested that. There's a positive lead here, negative here. That's putting out 27 volts. So that wasn't the issue. And then I just started following these wires, and I do have the schematic. Let me take a shot of that, and you can pause and get up close if you don't have one. And I was trying to figure out where this 24 volts goes, because I wasn't getting a light on my control board here. And it's the orange switch. It goes through this fan switch, and then it goes up through this thing here, which is a pressure switch, and power comes in one of these, and then it goes out here, and then that goes to the control board. And I wasn't getting 24 volts at the control board. So even though the transformer was putting out 24 volts, it wasn't getting to the control board. So I knew something was going on in between. And what happened was the pressure switch it checks to make sure that this blower is going, so that everything's getting vented and it won't start anything, or it won't actually send power to the control board until this switch closes. And I thought maybe this hose was cracked, and so I took it off to just blow in it and see if there were any leaks. And when I took it off, it was full of water down to here. And what had happened, and I maybe should have told you this, but we came down here and it was all wet for some reason. I couldn't figure out why. And what happened is the chimney cap on my chimney must have fallen off, and water came down here, down into this, this blower area, and then it you can see it's all kind of rusted, but then it leaked down here and it filled this up, and then that prevented the pressure from the air from closing this switch here, so no power was sent to there. So, you know, that may be a total unique problem to me, but I'm probably not the only person in the world to have that problem. So that was my experience, and it was super fun to get it to work.